Hello and welcome to Eerie Exploits, the only D&D podcast where a bunch of comics and a commie brave the horrors of dark fantasy and corporate reality. In this session we're joined by Gina Conti, an improv comic who we're very excited to have on our podcast. We are approaching the finale of the season, so we'll see if our heroes actually can stop the impending catastrophe brought on by Necrocorp. Enjoy the episode.
We have Gina Conti, our guest of honor in this session, playing Cecily Peanut Butter. By the way, yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're very excited for it. Gina, does the P stand for anything in particular?
On any given day, it can mean 1,000 different things.
That's
Keep those close to my chest, yeah.
That is the
An old family secret.
an old family secret recipe. Very cool.
So when we last left our heroes, they had just broken into Nylon Husk's private plane and killed her and desecrated her remains. And they found themselves in her office, surrounded by all sorts of finery. They had the help of Hacker, who was a crazed revolutionary and big fan of Gammelalf's. Yep, right now the party finds themselves inside this office.
It was a fellow comrade, not just a friend.
A fellow comrade.
Still is.
All right, so picking up where we left off, you hear an angry rumble in your midst as Hacker, your companion, mumbles something about a bad hunk of mutton he had the day before, and before you can even respond, he's out the door, likely in search of a bathroom. So he has your main thief rogue has left the room and left you standing in Nylon's office. It's ornately furnished, and on her enormous gold inlaid mahogany desk, you notice a few things. There's a stack of papers. There's a seeing stone, not unlike the ones that some of the office drones were gazing into earlier. And then you also see a very large self-portrait of Nylon on one of the walls. There is a board that details plans for increasing production of ghoul labor and exporting it to the Holy Kingdom of Man, as well as a little written notice that there is the shareholders meeting happening discussing said plans, and that is dated for tomorrow, in fact. Nylon is slumped over. Her eyes are missing because some of you decided they would make great trophies.
Okay, I want to check for the documents and read through them and see if there's anything in there which could get us more information on what Nylon was up to.
Reading through the documents, you don't find anything particularly valuable. There's just a lot of numbers and reports on how to, increase profits and what have you. You do notice quite a few papers talking about the Ghoul Labor Initiative, and you see it as being renamed as the Grave Resource Initiative. That seems a little bit more friendly for the people, and other than that, though, not much. And also, I guess, flipping through the papers, you would see that there are plans to not just 10x it, but it's exponential in terms of their hopes for growth with the Grave Resource Initiatives and outsourcing ghoul labor.
Okay.
You also see some papers talking about the slight problem of the tremors and the earthquakes that have been hitting Necropolis, and you're seeing there's talk of some other prototypes of how to fix that, and so there's talk of larger carpets, extra fluffy, so that way people can tread softer. And so there's a lot of papers on about various different kinds of fabrics, and you notice quite a few family names attached to some of the companies of these fabric makers too. But otherwise,
I want to lean over to Gammelalf, since he knows I can't read very well, and be like, Mr. Gammelalf, could you be so kind and read to me those names and let us see if we can recognize any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those names, Josh.
All right. So as you're reading through the names, one name stands out to you in particular. There's the Scorch Brothers, and you know them as very large and powerful individuals that tend to bankroll a lot of different companies and things like this. You see their names are attached to almost all of the various carpet manufacturing companies as well.
So, Miss Ursula, it's written about the Scorch Brothers. You may have heard of them.
Have I
They
heard
are-
of them?
Ignatius and Nyx. If you're not paying attention to the news, you might not know about them, but they're almost infamous a little bit, depending on if you support their works. They contribute a lot politically as well.
Okay, so they're probably like lobbyists. Is that what you're saying? Like they have a big financial say in like things if they own all these companies.
Yeah, and they definitely back their fair share of lobbyists. They usually prefer to be a little bit more hands off and pay others to do it.
How should I say this? How come two brothers can own so many different companies and profit from whichever choice is made because they own all of these companies?
Miss Ursula, market capitalism usually leads to monopoly. And this
Like
is
the
what
game?
just happened. Kind of like the game. Quite actually like the game.
Fantasy
Also
monopoly
with prison
confirmed.
and shit.
Yeah.
Alright, so, here's what I would like to know. Nyland has a portrait of herself on the wall. I want to know what's behind that portrait. Also, if there's nothing behind that portrait, I would still like to have that portrait.
Why?
Why would you have this?
For inspirational reasons?
Louis,
We just murdered her and you now want her as an inspirational poster?
It is a very nice self-portrait.
I mean, I think she kind of died at her peak, so yeah, obviously I want to have that.
Lewith is also, I would say, as somebody who has worked in for Necrocorp, he would know that a lot of executives tend to store their valuables in hidden places. This would be knowledge for someone like him because they don't trust some of the lower employees not to steal some of their things. So it wouldn't be unheard of for
Okay, I attempt
executives
to
to hide things.
take that portrait off the wall, please.
so polite.
All right. You grab the portrait and you try to pull it off the wall, but it is really large. It turns out that the wooden frame is made of a very heavy, sturdy wood. That's much heavier than it looks, and you're able to budge it a little bit, but it's held fast.
Okay.
It
Then
Ursula
does
I
would
creak
like
a little
to,
bit, though.
Ursula wants to help. I think I'll try the same thing.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Ursula. I didn't realize you were also a fan of Nyland.
Decidedly not a fan. But Louis, you're such a weak little man. I just want to help any way I can.
Well, thank you. I thank you kindly.
You're welcome.
As you try to pull it off the wall, it holds fast, but as a rather large owlbear, your superior strength is just enough to just rip it clear off. There's a latch on the side, and you just rip the entire latch off too. Lo and behold, there is a safe behind the painting.
Say, friends, do you see?
Oh, well, in that case, you can have the safe. I just want the portrait.
Great.
Is there some kind of lock combination on the safe? Like, what are we looking at here?
You notice some sort of arcane magic. That would be an Arcana check. So rolling a 12, which actually isn't that bad. You notice that it does appear to be some sort of lock.
Wow. Friends, I believe this is locked.
Huh.
But there
we
are
don't have hacker
symbols
with
like
us.
floating around.
So
Wait, but
this is
if it's a lock, then isn't that like hacker's specialty? He's probably gonna come back right now, right? He seems to hurry off, perhaps to the restroom.
A terrible odor drifts into the room, and you hear in the distance cries of pain and agony kind of emanating from the bathroom.
Oh no.
If someone else wants to take a look, they can.
I want to take a look. Yeah, but let's
You're
try.
surprisingly not bad with 18 plus 4, so that's a 22.
Damn.
So you recognize this.
All right.
You're very familiar. I don't know if you had a friend who was a master locksmith or something, but you recognize it as an ocular glyph ward, and it seems to be keyed onto the unique eye signature of the owner of this safe.
And
Who's
who is
still
the
eyes
owner?
again?
Oh, wait, eyes?
Yeah.
Someone said eyes. I happen to have 2 eyes. Listen, I will keep those eyeballs. Okay?
But the eyes may be a help to unlock this lock, my friend.
Okay, fine. I can part with 1 eyeball. And I hand over 1 nylon husk eyeball to Ursula.
Why? No, thank you. And I just give it over to Gammelalf.
Thank you. And Gammelalf is trying to shoving up in the eye in what he thinks is kind of the lock mechanism.
It seems pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And so as you present the eye, it scans it. You hear kind of like a pixie voice say, "Scanning, scanning, scanning. Access granted.
Oof.
Welcome, Nylon." You hear a click, and you can open it if you wish.
I grab it and try to open the door.
As you open it, there's a slight click that you hear. That is not related to the opening of the safe, but otherwise, the door swings open, and inside you see a stack of paper, as well as a few other things behind the paper.
Okay, guys, I think we just triggered something. I'm not sure, but we should make it quick. So I just grab all the papers.
As you grab the papers, you notice as well there's a ring with an emerald oval behind the papers and some photographs.
I grab the ring and the photographs.
Okay, you grab the stuff, and as you do that, one of the My Sirens on the table flickers to life, and it says, "Incoming communication from Secretary Philip. Nylon, there's been some reports of strange activity in the building. We're sending a few Tranquility administrators to escort you. Is that all right?"
As Louis, so I'm gonna pretend I'm Nylon and do my best
No.
to imitate Nylon. I have a +4 in deception, and I'm gonna say, Philip, old chap, no need. It's pretty tranquil here without the administrator's help, so not to worry. Perhaps you could just send the boys off on a break.
That's not nylon.
She would call
The
it.
dice will determine that.
So
She would never grant anyone a break.
this would be terrible, but you rolled a 24 and a 19.
Oh shit.
So, wow, shockingly, Philip is like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? That doesn't sound. That's really generous of you, Nylon. But okay.
It's my birthday.
Oh, yes, I knew
Wanna
that."
spread the joy?
You hear fumbling with the communicator. So he thinks he's turned it off, and he shouts to the people around him, "It's her birthday today! It's her birthday! Get the garlands! Get the cake! Go! You!" And he just starts bellowing orders.
Can I use the seeing stone on the desk?
Yeah.
I'd like to use the seeing stone to kind of see what's happening in the building. If I can aim specifically for the security, for those Tranquility administrators, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, so you notice that there is a group of Tranquility administrators. They're talking with some of the folks at the lower levels. You notice that there's a knob on the side of this seeing stone that you can kind of twist to swap views. And so you can flick and see various different offices.
I flick.
All right. And it seems pretty okay. Like, nothing seems too out of the ordinary. There are a lot of Tranquility administrators, and going into eventually you come across the security kind of main office area, and there are a lot of them in there, and there is some heated discussion. You see Hacker's feet kicking, swinging under the stall door, but he seems to be pretty busy.
Comrade Lewis, since you already had a very, let's say, convincing way of impersonating our beloved capitalist, maybe give everyone the day off since it's your birthday, and we might have a very, very easy way out of this mess.
Fair enough. I'm gonna use my level 2 skill, Alter Self, to really try this thing home.
Hell yeah.
So I changed from my Luith dragon person appearance to Nylon Husk's dragon person appearance. Shouldn't be that hard, right?
Dear staff, in honor of me and my birthday, you all get a day off to go home and prepare a cake for me. Each and every one of you. Isn't that nice? Now here's what comes in it, okay? I would like some meringue with it, and some buttercream, and some chocolate cream, and whatever you find best, surprise me. I'm humble like that.
Proof
So there you
that
go.
Money
You all have
doesn't
a day
buy
off.
taste.
But it can buy diabetes.
Truly.
That's true.
Oh, that's for sure.
It definitely gets a lot of people shocked. Like, there you hear murmuring and like, whoa, what? Is she okay? Like, maybe that coma really rearranged things in her head. Like, wow. Okay. And sure enough, you start to hear like people leave their desks and their offices. And there's a lot of confusion in the air.
Guys, I forgot one last thing.
And this is to the HR, to the Humanoid Resources Department. Intern Louis KC is leaving his position as the manager of Sweep Under Carpet Initiative. And we just want to leave him off with a nice severance package of 3 months' salary. We're very thankful to Louis in particular, and he truly changed the way we did things at Necrocorp, and we hope to welcome him back in a more senior position soon.
You could get yourself a lifetime retirement and you get yourselves 3 months of salary. What kind of idiot are you?
I'm already thankful to be paid in exposure, to be honest.
Mr. Lewis,
At this point, Nylon's corpse is starting to smell.
no. Wait. I have to get this out of my system. Mr. Lewis, my math might be off, but your salary was 0. So 3 months of 0 pay is still 0 pay. I don't know. What were you thinking?
All he sees is his own profit, which doubtly is not that much if you consider his very generous income of 0.
Oh, fuck
Right,
up. Okay, so, friends, my sense of smell might be slightly better than yours, but this corpse is beginning to emit some odors that I do not appreciate. I would suggest that we skedaddle.
Alright, we should still have those flying brooms lying around somewhere.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about those. So I guess we fly... Well, what was the point of vacating the building if we're leaving through the window again?
Yeah, I don't get that either. Like, let's maybe swipe like through the CCTV we had there and see if there's something valuable we could also take
yes.
away.
Yes.
Okay, can I use it again to look
Yeah.
for different rooms?
As you're looking through different rooms, you see a large contingent of Tranquility administrators coming up. As everybody is leaving the building, they are coming up to double check her office.
Okay, we should definitely leave, friends.
I agree.
So
Alright.
flipping through, also you
What's your
see one of them go into the bathroom where Hacker is still, still kicking his feet.
Oh,
Oh, poor Hacker. Comrade Hacker!
he was a good soul. May he rest in pieces. Okay, let's
Well,
let's
you
fuck
guys
off.
gave up on Hacker real easily, huh? I go to the Seeing Stone and I put in another message.
And for any personnel currently in the bathroom, especially if your name rhymes with Pecker, you might want to stay in that stall for a few more hours. There might be some folks around who might want to detain you if you don't.
That's not suspicious at all.
So we gave up on him, and now you sold him to death.
What? No.
It's a very suspicious message that you sent, basically as a company email that Hacker does not have access to.
Oh no.
So, after we sold Comrade Hacker to death, can we please hop on our brooms and leave this place?
Yes. I hop on my room. I'm out. I'm already out.
I open mine and I follow.
All right. As you leave, Ursula, you actually know the area very well, considering that you live around here.
Oh, right. What?
So, yeah.
Uh-huh. I thought the company. Okay, so I think I want to steer towards my home. Since most people don't think people know that it's me who attacked Nylon Husk and stuff. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion, so you figure you definitely have some time.
Okay, so I kind of turn back from my broom and I'm like, God, this is turning into a Harry Potter movie. And I go like, friends, comrades, my house is quite close to here, and I figure that we all are in need of some rest and to regroup and gather our thoughts. So please follow me. And then I kind of steer towards my house.
All right.
While we
I
leave,
steer after
Gammelalf
you.
starting to cry because of Comrade Hacker.
Aw.
He's just like following, but also being like,
Mr. Gammelalf,
Aww.
yes,
I'm sorry for your loss.
it's
Let us
The
know.
revolution's loss. It's not our loss. It's the revolution's loss.
It is quite literally our loss, actually, since we all share. You agree? Such an asshole thing to say.
What's that about beef? Yeah, I sure am hungry.
Green,
And
not beef.
as I as I follow them, I just kind of like with my split tongue, I'm trying to snap flies and insects
Ew.
out of the air.
And as you're doing this, Lewis, your grasp on the broom is kind of tenuous at best, and you manage to kind of slip off. I mean, you're
Entirely?
still hanging on a little bit, but
Okay.
you basically like turn upside down and you're like corkscrewing through the air and whatnot. I'm rolling some checks to see how well you guys are doing on your flying, and Lewis, you rolled a 7, so you're kind of like entering a death spiral a little bit,
shit.
but you're pretty high up, I think.
Wait a second.
It's really tough.
Did I get the bugs?
Yes, you got
Worth
at least.
it.
Yeah, you stretched out to grab one, and that's what off balanced you.
So worth it. I'm in thumb spiral, I'll tell you that. Whenever I get hungry, it's just unbearable.
At this point, Lewis crashes through the tops of some trees.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
Still alive!
but dealt
I'm
2 damage
okay.
with the impact. You kind of swoop back up from the trees, but you were dealt 2 damage from the tree chops.
Actually,
Alright.
that lifts up my mood quite a lot. And Gammelalf starts to giggle and follow around.
You're arriving to Ursula's home. The rest of the journey is fairly uneventful, but as you're arriving and you try to come to a stop, you realize that you are not very experienced with stopping said broom. Gammelalf, you rolled a 6, and Ursula, you rolled a 5. So you're so focused on not crashing into the ground that your paths intersect and you end up hitting each other. And you both go flying off your brooms, and brooms go flying into the home. Crashing straight through your window.
Maybe the brooms could be useful cleaning up the house. I don't know.
The glass.
And from within you hear a loud shriek. A lady's voice comes from within your own home.
Miss Ursula? You got a companion?
Looking through the broken window, you see a dark elf looking bewildered at the sudden mess.
What the fuck are you doing in my home?
I'm sorry. Can we talk about the entrance that you just made? I could have called the ambulance of this world and filed a legal complaint.
I think I'm sorry I wasn't worried about some stranger in my own home.
My well-being was at risk. I have been here waiting for you.
How did you get in here? You're trespassing in my house.
Let's
At
not...
this point, a voice would pipe up. Arthur, so Ursula's son, would say, I let her in. I let her in, Ma. It's okay.
Arthur, do you know this woman?
Well, I thought you might know her.
Why didn't you ask?
Or at least Lewis.
Is Liv part of the scene yet? No, right?
Yeah. You have all entered, or at least are all around Ursula.
But I land gracefully, though.
Okay. Well, we're gonna roll for that. Okay, 10. You don't land gracefully, but you don't crash into the ground. So.
And this is how it's done.
Congrats on the accomplishment. Right. Who are you, lady?
Ma'am, I'm Cecily P. Nutbutter, and I'm here on a very specific matter, and I just think we're getting caught up in the details. Doesn't matter how I entered your home. Matters that I'm here to talk to you.
At this, Lewis and Gammelalf would see who she is as well.
I guess I can't because I barely see the window, you know.
Wait a second. Is that... Did I hear that right? Cecily, it's you!
It certainly
What the
is.
heck are you doing here? Stay out of my business, Cecily.
Stay out of my home. What business? Louis.
Comrade Lewis, could you please enlighten us who this person is?
This is my no good big sister, is who that is.
You never said
Wait,
you adopted.
Ha! That's what people keep bringing up. She's the adopted one, but just because she's more successful, competent, and loved by our parents, doesn't mean I'm the adopted one.
How come you're not sharing the same last name?
Because
it was a
she's
professional
adopted.
choice.
You don't want to be associated with him? I get that. Yeah, we got ya.
Cecily, let's start over. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
It's not nice to meet her. What are you talking about? It's not nice to meet her.
Gammelalf
walks
Just
away.
flying around inside the house, knocking things over.
Wait, didn't we turn
You
them off?
yeah. I mean, if you wanted to turn it off.
I do actually, yes. We wrecked the house anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference, I guess.
You should have seen what he did as a child. It was really problematic.
Hey now, this is not my fault. They couldn't land properly on their broom. See, this is what she always does, blaming me for everything. This is how she could get away with so much trouble, always telling our parents that I'm the one who broke our sign, that I'm the one who broke our windows. You know, I'm the one who peed my bed. That's not what happened.
Classic
I can't
Lewis.
blame her.
Casting aspersions, as he would say.
See, he tried to convince us that this is the way your people talking, but
Well, she's a dark elf. She's adopted. That's why she's not talking like that.
we met dragon people so far, and they didn't talk like that, mister.
This is infuriating.
I'll say, Ursula, you were able to also, while this discussion is happening, you were able to finally wrestle down the brooms and switch them off.
Right. Okay. Right. What are you doing here?
What she is a menace.
Lewis, with all due respect, shut the fuck up.
That didn't sound too
I
respectful.
said due respect. Besides, what's your business here?
You know, earlier I heard the word lobbyist, and I just think that is such a tough word. And, you know, a lot of my clients would prefer to be called something maybe more like generous or, I don't know, interested agents. I just don't think we need to use the L word if we can avoid that.
There was a moment where I actually started liking you, but now I think
Sir-
we should kill you.
Sir, I'm extremely likable. So, in case you're wondering, that's a you thing. Now, let's get back to the matter at hand. There's some business with Necrocorp that you and I are here to discuss in your home.
We are?
We sure are. Now, if you could just give me a little bit of background of what you think is going on, I'd love to clear some of those things up for you. Thanks.
Okay. Gammelalf is just like starting to like pick up his axe and being like,
Maybe you should tone down a little bit and act like we are some people that you actually should respect, because we just killed off one of the most famous capitalists in the world, and I'm pretty sure...
No. He's just joking. He's just joking. Cecily, he's joking, you know, like he's you know.
I'm what? Louis.
At this, Arthur would also pipe up, and he was kind of like distracted by other things going on, and he sees the large stack of papers that you guys liberated, and he goes, "What are those?"
This is my manifest. None of your business.
But why does it say shares on the side of it?
It's none of your business, I said, boy. No, do something with your time. Go play or whatever.
Wait, what is it? What did he say it said? Shares it says? How many pieces of paper are those?
Couple?
It's a lot.
and I just rushed through them and was like,
Okay, you want some shares, boy? You get some.
and I just like pick up like 2 shares.
Wait, don't do that.
Paper which says shares.
Don't do that, Gammelalf. I mean, we learned at Nylon Office that there's a shareholder meeting coming up. That's where we could actually have a say about what Necrocorp does from now on.
But it's 1 share, or, you know...
Well, now it is, because you gave like a bunch to Arthur. What is he going to use them for?
Yeah, Arthur grabs a share very, very happily.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
boy,
Arthur.
but you gotta promise me one thing. You gotta follow our lead on whatever we gonna decide for the voting on the shareholder committee, right?
Arthur, don't listen to the crazy man. You can't have those. I'm sorry. You're underage. Let us handle it. Give those to your mom. Give those to.
But I
Uncle
deserve
Louis.
it. I work so hard, Louis.
Okay, you can have
fail
one.
to understand why y'all are trying to parent my child.
No, we're trying to pay your boy for his
Well,
labor.
Well, Ma, at the workforce, Louis was kind of like a dad to me. You know, he was always giving us extra time on breaks when he worked there too. He would give us a few extra minutes, and everyone was so jealous. Our lunch breaks were like 18 minutes long.
Louis,
So
I
great.
thought you're libertarian, but you're a social democrat at best.
Anyway, Arthur, don't you worry. We're gonna have your best interest in mind. It's your mom we're talking after all. Just give her the shares, and then she's gonna make sure that you'll be okay.
Right, yes. I turn to Gammelalf. I'm like, what are shares?
Seemers also like for companies that to raise more money, they split up the company in little parts and sell them for a lot of money, which is basically imaginative. So they try to make more money. It's a little bit of a share, and with that share, you get a little bit to decide what the company is doing.
Why? Right, but who buys those?
People that believe in the power of capitalism.
Good.
Yeah, but
Honest
can,
people.
can I? Can I?
I believe in the power of capitalism. Isn't
No,
that
but
right,
can-
Louis?
Can I buy a share?
Um,
I work at the company.
Sometimes people are getting paid with shares, which is a very good way for people to enslave themselves. And you should not. No, you don't want to have
Hey,
shares.
listen now.
But
Listen
I
now.
want to have a
Stop with the
say in what my
propaganda, okay?
company does.
You can.
Like better work equipment and all that. And maybe my fucking colleagues not dying. And I look at Cecily pointedly.
Sounds like we're all getting pretty emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah, those are some big words. And I like to use smaller words to make my point, which is maybe we shouldn't do something like this.
Something like what? Acknowledging that all of my colleagues died horribly in an accident that could have been prevented by better workplace safety measures?
Getting involved is another way to say that. Smaller words. And I don't know, I just don't think it's really maybe a good moment for you. Look at your house. It's in shambles.
Right.
At this, some glass, drops, and
You just
Listen, the
avoided
good
a
thing
class
about
action
flying
lawsuit.
brooms- The good thing about flying brooms, if you crash a window with them, you have a broom to clean it up. So that's what I'm going to
Sorry,
do.
Gina, did you just say glass action lawsuit?
I sure did.
I love that.
Well, thank you.
So, Louis, I liked you better when you didn't have a sister, but now that we're here,
It's a distant relation.
yeah,
Very distant.
I can see that on both of ends, obviously. So, what are you doing here? Can you please enlighten us why your presence is necessary?
I'm here to help you make the best decision for your futures. And I just think that if you guys are going to do something with Lewis, then you should reconsider. And maybe you should just let Necrocorp grow as big as they want to and let the shareholders just have their say. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think that's what
Right.
you want. Yeah. Nod your heads like you understand. Yeah, thanks.
I don't understand a
Ma'am.
word, and somehow I have the feeling that this is not the best choice, so no.
What she
Well-
wants us to do is she wants us to give up on our say in what the company does. Don't
Am I
listen to her.
Am I saying that, or am I saying that Lewis should not be in charge? I'm just asking questions,
Here's my understanding of the
there's a
situation.
rumble in the distance as another tremor hits some part of town.
We didn't say the U word.
No, just you notice these things are happening a little bit more frequently now.
Okay.
So someone else said the U word. The word is spreading. It's a good way of the revolution.
It may be a good thing, but also a very bad thing. Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, and not just you specifically, Cecily, but also you, Lewis and Gammelalf. Is owning more shares than other people somehow beneficial to decision making?
Yes.
Yes, it helps.
Do
in
we
the vote.
now
Debatable.
own? Right, Cecily. Not asking you. After
Really
all.
depends who you are asking, though. So remember that.
Hush.
How, how many shares do we have right now?
Let me check, Mercer.
And Gammelalf is like going through the papers like a crazy man and is like starting to count all the different papers that say shares on them.
Well,
Whenever you guys have a good knowledge of, how many shares are our total.
Can I do
Yeah.
a knowledge check as an employee? I should be able to tell how many shares are available on the market and how many of these are in relation to the total.
We'll make that a history check. Oh, snap! And you roll a 19 plus 2, 21.
Nice. I know my stuff.
So you are incredibly knowledgeable about the various shares. I mean, I would imagine it's one of your dreams to be a majority shareholder. And so not only do you know how many shares you have, but you know the split of the shares amongst the various other shareholders. And so you see that is about 20% of the company shares that Gammelalf has somehow managed to grab a hold of.
So I'm a 20% shareholder of this company now.
Now he's going to give up all his convictions.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm rich, Lich.
I'm a rich bitch. Gammelalf is walking out of the door now.
How quickly our principals leave us. No, okay. So, 20 seems like a big number. Sounds like a decision-making number to me. Cecily, you look skeptical or thoughtful or just you have a resting bitch face is what I'm trying to say.
I've never heard that before, but I do take that feedback, and I will give it to my plastic elf surgeon. Now, I just think there's a lot of rash behavior going on. This is very typical of Lewith. He does not think things through. And I just think we're playing with fire here, folks. If I could just give you my advice, and I'm very successful. So you want to take this. And actually, I should be charging you for this, but I'm going to do some charity work today, and I'm going to tell you. Put this down, walk away from the business, and let the shareholders expand. Let them do what they are meant to do. And if you see their vision, I promise you, you're going to like what you see. I guarantee it.
Wait, I think we saw their vision already.
I was going to say, based on previous experiences, I do not like what I see. And have seen.
Gammelalf has a vision of his own as he sees the spirit of the revolution.
Oh, no.
Arms folded, shaking his head before fading away.
Gammelalf, you're spacing out again. Are you okay?
It's normal for him.
Guys,
He has his moments.
You should get that checked out. Probably not a great time to get into business.
that's my credit rate. I gotta fix it.
I should also mention, Gina, that dwarves are not a common sight here in Necropolis. And he was originally a captured prisoner of war.
Tough.
He's under my protection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, a lot.
DM. I don't know why I said that in character, as if the DM was some kind of God's voice shining down upon us.
It's a lot to unpack there. Sounds like maybe some intensive therapy might be needed.
What? Yeah, intense. Do you have a pipe on you?
No. I take my skincare very seriously, and I don't do anything that could jeopardize that, actually.
Mercer, do I have a vase or some kind of other container that I could possibly use?
Wait for Arthur to leave the room, maybe?
Arthur. Yes, Arthur. Do you have a pipe on you?
How dare you ask that of my son?
Arthur starts to reach into his pocket, but stops.
Arthur!
Arthur!
That's highly addictive stuff.
A mother who does not even know her child, honestly.
Others say, "What? Hey, all my friends are doing it. I mean, this vapor stuff it's really catching on. Have you tried it? It's pretty great."
Oh, vapor. You're not doing smoke, are you?
No. I would never.
Is
That's
he
what
telling
they
the
all
truth?
say.
Wow.
You could, yeah.
Joshua.
You could roll for insight.
I've never seen anyone that invested in their character before.
You're not sure. You're
Fuck. Arthur,
yeah.
I look him deep into the eyes and I go, Arthur, I need you to understand something very important to me. And you are also important to me. Gammelalf over there is a good man. He's a kind man. He's a courageous man. But he suffers from a debilitating addiction, which makes his quality of life that much harder and that much worse. He has been going through episodes of sorts due to this addiction, and it's very
Yikes.
worrisome. It's not something I would ever want to see you have to go through as my son, whom I cherish a lot. I'm going to ask again. Have you ever touched or wanted to interact with smoke?
It was like one time, Ma. And besides, I'm really strong-willed. And
Yeah, boy, let's go, Ivyman!
Gammelalf, I will punch you. Arthur?
I'm not gonna get addicted. Don't be such a square, Ma.
That's what addicts
Ma.
all say.
Arthur, just stick to the cringe vape shit, please. I'd rather have a cringe son than a dead son.
Wow.
Fine, whatever. And he hands you a pipe. It's made of corn, you know. So it does seem to be crudely fashioned, but he hands it and storms off.
Sure, it looked corny.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you too, son. Boy.
Gammelalf. I break the pipe.
All right.
I pulverize it in my hand. I pulverize it.
Easy.
Miss Ursula! Why have you done this?
Gammelalf, I have been seeing you space out more and more. You have been talking to ghosts, for Christ's sake.
But these ghosts have been guiding me.
Ghosts have been guiding him.
Shut up.
Cecily, this is none of your business.
I am just an observer.
This conversation's going on, and it's getting late in the day, and the sun is starting to set, and some of you are starting to get a little hungry.
I'm starving.
Anyway, right. I'm forgetting my hosting duties. And I look around the fucking destroyed place. Is the kitchen still intact? Like the kitchen nook?
Like some of the cupboards have holes in them, and the doors are hanging off aside, but it still seems mostly intact-ish.
Okay. I'll try to whip something up for dinner. Cecily, I hate to say this, but please stay for dinner. I do wish to get to the bottom of this.
Thank you.
And I do want to know how the fuck you found my place.
Well, first, I'd like you to know I'm both vegan and gluten-free. And then following that,
I slowly shove away the container of beef or whatever that I had just unpacking.
ooh, yeah, I don't.
Gammelalf is just slowly grabbing this beef thing and shoving it into his mouth.
It's raw.
I don't care.
No.
You don't know what dwarven cuisine is like. So.
As you're eating it, there's just blood and stuff splattering everywhere.
Jesus Christ. Right. What is gluten?
I'll just have a white wine, thank you. If you could put an ice cube in there, it would be great. I had some colleagues.
Ice cubes.
We'll get there.
Cubes.
I had some colleagues send me over here just to discuss the upcoming vote for the ghoul expansion plan. probably a little hard for you all to understand given the complex nature of the situation.
The situation being that my colleagues are being replaced by workers that do not need to be paid
There's nuance in
and that
that.
are assembled out of war casualty parts. Is that the complexity that you mean?
A lot of nuance in that. Thank you. I appreciate that you appreciate that.
I mean, when you put it like that, you make it sound like a bad thing.
You know, what is a value judgment on this? Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I'm not here to decide those types of things. I'm just here to say, I think tomorrow at the vote, we should just let Necrocorp do whatever they need to do. You know? Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, we know that you agree on this since it's your plan, but we might have a different opinion on this.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with myself on this one, actually. And
yeah, great.
I think you should reconsider our opposition, or my position, rather. Thanks.
At this, there's a knock on the door.
Is the door even still there?
Yeah, the door's still
The
there.
windows are shambled, but not the door.
Is there a way for me to see who's at the door without opening it immediately?
Well, I mean, there's the window that's broken, and so if you just look
Yeah,
at
but we'll... Okay, I fucking look out of the window to see who's at the door.
and you notice Wheels is there, and he's looking kind of shifty. Not
Wait,
shifty.
who?
Wheels, your driver from he was the chariot driver.
Comrade
Hacker's
Hacker's
driver.
friend.
The pedo dude!
No, not the pedo deal,
Oh.
dude. Wheels was just the driver. He drove you from Hacker's hideout to
Oh, right.
On the chariot.
It's been so long.
his chariot is parked out front as well.
Is it the chariot that used to be a wagon?
No, that's
No, that was also
Komodo's
Joe Komodo's. Yeah.
Fuck.
That was
okay.
Joe Komodo's, yeah.
Okay, I guess I open.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey. What happened? What? I was waiting out there for you guys, and suddenly I saw Hacker get, brought out, and there's like a bunch of those Tranquility Administrator guys or whatever, and it was crazy.
Where did they
And you
bring
just
Comrade
left me
Hacker?
there.
Where did they bring him? Do you know where they took him?
Hey, they arrested him. I saw him briefly, but
I'll be straight with you, Wheels. I forgot you existed. However,
this Wheels is a little bit like crestfallen because he's like, you are my only friends I have left.
no.
Come on in, Wheels.
Come on in. I'm about to fix us dinner.
Yeah, and I kind of need a place to stay. If that's all right for you guys. But if you need a ride anywhere, like tomorrow, I still got the chariot, so it's cool,
I appreciate that. Absolutely. Right, guys? And I just kind of look at them like, say fucking thank you.
It's been a long day.
Thank you, Wheels.
Come in, old friend
Yeah,
Wheels. We appreciate your help and love you.
Even though we forgot about you. And I cannot be the only one of us that forgot that he was there.
Oh, Wheels, what you don't have in being memorable, you sure have in charm.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Wheels, sit down here. There will be dinner and I don't know what else. A lot of discussion, I suppose.
Yeah. If it's okay with you, I was like waiting out there for you guys for like 8 hours in the baking hot sun, so I think I'm just gonna go to sleep. And he like
Okay.
plops down on your couch or whatever you use
What's
to
left
lounge
over
on.
of it, I guess.
It's much nicer than what he's used to.
Okay, well, I do wanna start doing dinner.
Yeah.
I just kind of like, I rifle through whatever's there, and I try to make something nutritious, something that maybe restores our hit points. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Dinner is served.
And so that's going to be a survival check to see how tasty and delicious
Oh,
your
God.
food is. All right. And you rolled an 8. It is rather bland and uninspired. It fills your stomach, and that's probably about the nicest thing you could say about it.
Wow.
That's
You
so
haven't been
sad.
home for quite a while, so I imagine maybe some of the ingredients might have spoiled.
Yeah.
My stomach bubbling.
Well, I apologize for the subpar quality of the food. I'm embarrassed, boys. I truly am. Cecily, you get what you get.
Still waiting
Cecily,
on
there's
that
something
white wine.
crawling in your food.
Oh, I
It's
won't
like-
be touching this, thank you.
Seriously, I do not have wine or ice cubes because, as you can see, I have a man worker's wage and I cannot afford those luxuries. I do have tap water.
Times are
And
tough.
I also want to mention that Cecily gets like a glass of tap water and the others get like a glass of mead with water because I feel like that's a well-deserved treat, and I still had some secret stash of mead.
Fine, I'm on a diet anyway. And also, I just want to say, times are really tough, and Necrocorp does understand what you're going through. They do,
Does it?
They do, for sure. Definitely, yes. And they hear you, and they are hearing, and they are listening, and they are learning, and they are saying, and they are doing, and they are ready to be a partner in this if you are ready to have.
I sure hope they're no longer listening and hearing. I did destroy my Siren 7, but
It's more a
God.
metaphor. Yeah, it's more a metaphor.
Right. I find that hard to believe. Wow. Tense dinner, huh?
Gammelalf was just like asking like Cecil, like, do you don't eat your platter?
You can have it.
All right.
Miss Ursa, I think I can do something about the windows, if I may. And I take out the nylon husk
Okay, Lilith.
portrait and try to fit it on top of the broken window. Isn't that nice?
Okay, I assume with the portrait, because I assume that maybe you like removed the paper and like made a scroll of it, or
I think I was carrying the whole thing.
okay, yeah. I mean, if you were keeping the frame with you the
Yeah,
whole
sure.
time.
No wonder he was so bad at flying. He was just throwing off his balance.
He wasn't necessarily aerodynamic. Say that.
Oh, fucking hell.
All right, you put this exquisite, incredibly expensive portrait over the hole in the window. It's a little dirty and scuffed up.
I somehow feel worse now.
It's like she's always looking in from the outside. Isn't that nice?
I don't.
Don't baby him.
It.
Yeah, get it out. Just like that.
I can't. Louis, you mean well, but this is objectively worse. Can we at least turn it around so that she's looking out instead of in? Maybe cover her up with something. I don't.
Her eyes are following you wherever you
Jesus
are. Now.
Christ. I hate this. I'm sure there's a tablecloth lying around. I'm just gonna put the tablecloth over her face. It's like what nylon doesn't see, she won't know,
But you see,
is what they say.
the great thing about it is I still have one of her eyes for memorabilia purposes. And then I just put the eyeball on the table. See?
Gammelalf in his rush is like, do you still eat that? And is grabbing the eye and is like,
Oh, no.
way to shove it.
No!
out.
You spit that out this instant.
I just give like a panicked look at Cecily because I assume she doesn't know that Nylon's dead yet. Or eyeless.
Does she? Does she know?
No, she would not know. And I mean, did you mention that she was dead just now?
No.
I mean, I said that we just killed the most famous capitalist, but that could
Oh,
be
but that could
basically
have been-
anyone, right?
that
I
could
don't
have
really
been-
listen to you anyway.
Jeeves Dobbs, you know? I yawn, and during my yawn, like my big stretch, I kind of just like cover up the eye so that it's not visible. It's like, oh, it's getting, it is late, and I think we have all had a long day. I suggest we retreat for the night. And I just kind of look at the door and back at Cecily.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to get out of here.
Finally.
Yeah, you best do that.
Have a great night sleeping under the stars.
Mm.
You've no roof.
I have a roof.
There was a large
I don't have
roof
windows.
from the broom at one point, but
Oh, fuck.
Maybe put the portrait there.
it's a nice
No!
it's a nice starry sky. You know, it's fine. It's not a cloud in sight.
Okay.
There's a lone
Cool.
moonbeam shining through into the living room.
What's the weather forecast like?
Not a cloud in
Right.
sight.
Okay, so no rain. Right. Right. Thank you. What's the opposite of thank you?
You're
I'll see you
welcome.
tomorrow.
Right. Preferably not, but right. Get home safe, maybe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
slam
Break
the
a
door behind
leg.
her.
Break a leg, Cecily.
I just fuck up to my room. Like, I don't even care where these guys are sleeping anymore. I'm exhausted. Good night.
And I turn to Louis and be like,
That's your sister, huh?
Yeah, real delight, huh?
I mean, you are not what I think a comrade really is, but, you know, we don't check for ID, I guess. But your sister, quite something, my friend. Quite something.
Thank you.
And
I
with that-
learned to appreciate you too, Gammelalf. That's
and with that, Gammelalf is trying to say in a weird way that he just like fell in love with Cecily.
what?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He's like,
Conflict of interest.
Do you know if she's taken?
I'm so glad Ursula isn't there for that conversation.
I'm taking it back. That's
Oh,
Cecily's
okay.
a freaking menace. She's the worst. You heard how she said that it would be like a rash decision to trust me? Yeah? Now that was a
Yeah.
real stinger because I had a rash growing up and she keeps bringing it up. She's the worst. You are
Okay.
poison, she is. I'm gonna go to
Okay.
bed now.
You don't. Okay.
and Gammelalf is just like snuggling up where the hole in the roof is and the moon is shining through and just like
Aw.
closing it and going to sleep there.
That's oddly sweet.
And the night passes without incident. You wake up fairly early in the morning, feeling restored, as it's your first full night's rest in the comfort of a friendly home. So you have your health back. Return.
Oh, thank God. It wasn't the food, though. Definitely the sleep.
It was.
I go to wake up Wheels. Hey, Wheels! And I spit a little bit on him.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
It's like-
man. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What's up, Louis?
You said you could take us someplace?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of my whole thing. My whole purpose in life is to, drive people.
I'm glad we agree
I
on
love
that.
driving.
So, folks, what do you say? Shall we change the history of Necrocorp and Necropolis? Go to
Mr.
the
Wheels,
shareholders meeting?
do you have a pipe on you?
Oh, nah, man. Sorry, those things are terrible for your health.
Oh, too bad. Okay. Mr. Wheels, do you know the way to the shareholders?
Yeah, man. Shareholders meeting. I don't know. Where is that at? Like the Necrocorp Convention Center? Yeah. We can go there. No problem. Easy.
Okay, Gammelalf is like taking all the shares with him and like some of the paperwork as well, and he's trying to roll the joint out of the paper.
Jesus Christ.
No!
Mr. Gammelalf, do we not need these shares?
Yeah, no, that's not a share.
My spelling might be shit, but I know how to spell share, and it does say that right on top.
All right, I'll take another paper then.
Speaking of shares, what do we want to do with this? I feel like this is a sign that we should be seizing the means of production. It sounds so right, you know?
I think so too. It sounds like we've been made for this.
So here's what we know. We know that there's gonna be an election about the expansion of ghoul labor to the holy kingdom of men, and perhaps even beyond at some point. This is our chance to vote against it,
Absolutely.
and perhaps even convince other shareholders to vote with us.
But we are kind of barging in on a party in this sense that nobody knows who we are, do they?
Well, they
Oh
knew
my
now.
god, costume montage.
At this, Wheels also remembers something, and he goes, "Oh, I totally forgot, man. But like, Hacker, he gave me something. I when I saw him, being taken away, he gave me a little paper. It's your mention of the shareholder meeting or something. Here, and he just hands you the paper. It's a message from Hacker, and it just says, "Burn it down."
Huh.
Oh, Comrade Hacker.
Right. Do we burn the conference down?
Hacker. He's always cryptic and dramatic.
Always thinking of his pipe.
What the comrade is trying to say is, since we got all the shareholders of Necrocorp gathered together,
Maybe you're supposed to burn those papers.
Maybe we could just burn the entire building while the people are inside.
Miss Ursula,
I feel like that goes very close to a crime that I'm not quite sure I want to commit.
Miss Ursula,
Well-
consider that there's a lot of people in Necropolis who own a share. I mean, this is mass murder, what we're talking about.
Right.
So Joshua, I know as Louis, you said I know how the shares are split up.
Yes.
So what do I know about that?
You know that the majority shareholders are actually fairly evenly split. You know that the Scorch brothers, Ignatius and Nyx, happen to hold 20% of the shares. That 20% of the shares are also held by a human cleric prince, Lucius Sacred Shield. He's from the Holy Kingdom of Man. And you know that the AWOL family also has a 20% share increase. It's actually pretty incredible how evenly split all this was. And then 20% is split amongst general populace of varying degrees.
Do we know like names to that general populace, or is it just like rest? in that
Just
sense?
kind of like rest, one share here, two shares there,
Okay. Would these
Arthur,
people also be in the meeting though? Because I
Yeah.
feel like that doesn't make sense. Oh,
you would think that probably it seems like a big thing. It's not every day that there's a big meeting.
And so that the remaining 20% used to be Nyland's and is now in our
Yes.
hands. Okay. Right.
Hmm. Well, I guess we're en route anyway, so we might as well crash the party. And honestly, boys, we've never had a plan in our entire lives. Why do we start now?
Well, we better have one, because this time we're up against the most nefarious opponent we faced yet. My sister, and I gotta say, with this shell
I mean,
of
Jesus,
split in-
sweet as honey.
That's disgusting.
And with that shareholder split in mind, my money is on either that human guy or the Scorch or Avil. either all of them or one of them is probably paying her to do her most devious deeds against us in the election, and she'll be the worst.
Guys, I'm sure the spirit of the revolution will guide us.
I sure hope it does.
I sure hope you stop indulging in spirit altogether.
I will never.
Gammelalf, is the spirit of the revolution with us now?
You look and you see the spirit of the revolution, and he's kind of whipping his luscious locks back and forth.
What?
You notice you're arriving at the convention center, and you notice a wide assortment of luxurious carriages. There's various self-propelled brooms and stuff of different manner and make, and you even spot a few palanquins bearing the seal of the Holy Kingdom of Man. It seems to be quite the event, and there's loads of people milling about, entering in. Many of them appear very well off, but there's quite a few regular folk as well. Some of them clutching a single sheet of paper. Could assume it to be a share, and they seem to be treasuring that as they go in. You also see Cecily waiting there, their arms crossed.
Miss Cecily? And I give her the courteous but also passive-aggressive southern nod of, I acknowledge you, but I'm not gonna wish you a good day.
Bless your heart.
I pray for your soul.
Well, he has
Right.
none, so there's nothing to pray for. And I just walk past her without acknowledging her with even a look.
I just pass by and be like, hey, and just be very.
There's also some
insecure and
food
be like,
stalls, some enterprising, food folk.
Oh, there's catering, and I'm just getting into the catering and splunge my face into food.
Wheels kind of wanders off. He's like, "Hey, here you guys go. Here you guys go, man. I'll catch you guys on the flip side."
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I mean,
You notice the Scorch Brothers. They are kind of standing off to the side. They've got a little bit of an entourage, but their own private security is keeping a lot of people back. And they're in... Yeah, if you were to look over, you would see them as two older-looking vampires in very tight-fitting suits. Otherwise, just a lot of people milling about. Some
Okay.
excited chatter. You're hearing whispers of "Did you hear what happened to Nylon?"
oh, so people are word is spreading that she's dead. I guess somebody must have found her by now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe it was like with Stalin. It took a couple days until someone dared to,
Jesus Christ.
enter the room and make it public.
Died on your own piss.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay, I actually want to go back to Cecily and take her aside and be like, Cecily, real talk. Who sent you to my place? How did you know where to find me, and why did you know that you had to find me specifically?
Given client privilege, confidentiality, I just don't feel comfortable talking about these kind of details. But, if you want to go look after your friend who's eaten all that food, maybe that would be a better use of your time.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine. Cecily... just in the background, fucking lying on the buffet table. Cecily, you are a woman who will stop at nothing to further her career. Am I right?
You could say that.
Right. I'm also sure that you have been paid quite handsomely for your work, and this particular work that you're doing right now, which is trying to persuade me and my comrades to stop whatever we're doing.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
But I'll just assume.
Well, you know what they say about that.
I do not, and I do not care. What if I offered you to transfer these shares we currently own to you in exchange for information?
What kind of information are we talking?
For one, who you're working for. For the other, anything you might know that could help us in our endeavors.
Ursula. Can I call you Urs?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It is Miss Big Big to you. Thank you.
Interesting. I just don't think that's in my client's best interest. I just think that I'm unable to give you any information at the time being. We can stay in touch. We can stay connected. I can't give you any information. I'm sorry.
How would I contact you? How would I go about that?
It's a great question. It's a really great question. A lot of people have asked it.
Do you have some kind of device that I could connect to with? I don't know, green tooth or whatever. I don't know.
Cecily, you do have a My Siren 7, which is a little risk communication device,
It's like an
pixie-based.
Apple Watch.
Is it the most recent?
It is the most recent.
Thank you. Just checking. You can contact me here. I make no promises about getting back to you. I'm very busy. If I've said it before, I've said it 100 times. I'm very, very busy.
Thank you, Cecily. And I walk over to Gammelalf. I give him the contact details, and I go apeshit, boy.
Wow, I was on the edge of my seat. I wasn't sure where this is gonna go.
What is this? Ursula?
This is the key to contacting Cecily P. Nutbutter.
Ah,
Now, Gammelalf, I understand that you have some kind of affection for this woman. I do not understand it, but...
Did Lewis say that?
No, it was very obvious. I have a teenage son. I know what crushes look like. Here's the deal. You get the contact information, and you fucking stalk the shit out of her. We're gonna wear her down until she comes out with information. We are not gonna wear her down into consenting into anything she doesn't want to consent to. Are we clear?
Yes.
Unless it's giving information.
Okay.
Right. Gammelalf,
Yeah.
go ham. And I hand him over the contact details.
There's some people running about like, hey, it's starting. And they're kind of running in.
I need a communication device, right?
Yes. You do notice, so there's My Siren 7s, and then there's some cheap knockoffs and stuff that people have and are using. There's a spoiled child nearby who doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you.
Okay,
And you can see it's poking out of his back pocket.
Love and war, So I'll take. I'll try to steal off the watch of the kid.
I want to help. I see what Gammelalf is up to, and I give him a big wink, and I just go to the child so that he faces me and not Gammelalf, and I just cast dancing lights, and I go, "Look, isn't that neat?"
All right, okay. I'll let you roll with advantage then for sleight of hand, which is good because you will need it.
Oh shit!
Oh snap! Okay, so no, you roll a natural 20. So I mean,
Holy shit!
I upgrade the watch while stealing it.
I mean, no. Okay, so as you're reaching in, his pocket, not only do you grab the watch, but it seems to be caught on something, right? And as you're pulling it out, it's caught on an ornate, finely carved pipe.
Nice.
Oh!
And you manage to snag both.
Oh.
How old is that child that it has a pipe?
He's like 11.
Oh my god. That's horrible.
All right. Gammelalf is putting on the watch, and he's stuffing the pipe while doing it. And
you notice that the watch that you grabbed was not, in fact, a My Siren 7, but it was a My Mermaid X, so one of the competitors.
I got a little mermaid now.
Everyone's starting to make their way into the convention hall as well, much more hurried. It seems like whatever's happening is kicking off very soon.
While entering, I'm also logging into this kind of thing with the child's account and starting to put Cecil peanut butter and Sure, I'll find the profile.
I only just got the peanut butter.
It took me a while
I'm so
to-
stupid.
I love because like Pavel already did the same thing.
I feel like such an idiot.
We're such a smart bunch. I love us.
Oh, for sure.
A guy at the entrance kind of stops you guys, and he holds up like a list, and he says, "Names? I was just doing some registration. What? Who are you guys?"
Let me try this. With KC here on behalf of Nyland Husk. I work for her, in fact, in senior management, and my colleague here, Miss Big Big, and our protege. We are here to represent her.
Yes.
I nod, and I try to look like I
And
belong.
he said he's looking at the list, and he goes, "I don't see your names here." Oh, Cecily. Oh, I didn't see you there. Are these guys with you?
I kind of like glare at Cecily like, fucking yes, yes we are.
I could do two things here.
Oh boy. I kind of like gesture towards the shares, and I like, remember when
I do know
told you
them.
about that
Unfortunately, the one with the speech impediment is my brother, not by blood. Thank you.
I understand. I got one of those. All right, well, carry on.
Oh, we can go in?
Yeah, he just waved you in.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
Like Gammelalf is trying to hide what he's doing on the mermaid. It's like, no. And he's like reading through all posts of Cecil, which I'm sure she can elaborate how they sound like.
Do you believe in yourself? Fear is the only thing getting in the way of achieving your dreams. With connecting with one another, believing in each other, and finding inspiring leaders of the next generation, I believe we all can make a difference. Necrocorp is amazing. That's all. That's all it says.
That was
I
amazing.
wish to
Off the
believe that the
cuff.
typos are in the post.
Yeah, I left it. Hashtag leadership. Hashtag people inspiring other beings.
Wow. That's wow.
I
hate it.
Yeah.
Gammelalf is just like staring at it. He's totally confused because he's
We've
like,
all met that person.
he's like, these are beautiful words, but I have no idea what she's trying to say. Honestly.
So as you guys move through the hall, you notice that there's plenty of seating, and everyone seems to be gathered around, and you appear to have come just in time. There's a man standing in the front with his voice amplified through magic, and he says, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, thanks for coming. It's so wonderful. Name's Stan Dartbearer here, and I'll be kind of your host, your moderator of sorts for today. If you could just please all find a seat and settle down. So we've got some important votes to make today.
Okay, I sit down.
I assume
well,
you-
I sit down, yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see what this...
Gammelalf is also
happens?
sitting down, but now he has moved on from like LinkedIn to like Instagram version. Or, like, and he's like looking at all this pictures, being like, okay.
Imagine if you're like liking the photos, it's all coming from this, 11-year-old boy.
Yeah. He's just liking every single picture, starting with like a bottom, like years ago post.
Cecily's phone, she's going ding, 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 ding.
So,
Oh boy.
many of you guys have heard the unfortunate news. Nylon is no longer with us. We're currently suppressing the news of her passing because we wouldn't want it to affect the initiative. But we trudge on. It's what she would have wanted. But to honor her, a moment of silence, please.
I try to look shocked that she's dead, like at the news, as if the news is new to me.
Gammelalf
Like news.
is screaming out and is like, "She's dead."
Someone nearby shushes you. It's a moment of silence. All right, moment's over.
It's a second of silence.
And now, today is a momentous occasion. The Grave Resource Initiative is about to go global. It's been a tough road. There have been setbacks, ecological and otherwise, but all in the name of the greater good, am I right? There's some cheers and hoops and hollers. Here's to another record year of profit. Oh, yeah.
Yay!
But first, I guess I am, of course, obligated to ask, as is in accordance to the customs and traditions of Necrocorp, if there's anyone opposed to this exciting new expansion, you could declare it now.
Oh God.
and then I kind of like nudge Ursula. You seem to be the bigger presence. You could perhaps say a few words, Miss Ursula.
I just kind of like hold up my paw.
And everyone turns to look at you. Yes?
I am opposed
Oh boy.
to this new venture.
He's kind of taken aback. Boy. Okay. Well, by stating your opposition and seeking change, you wish to proceed in the traditional manner?
Louis, what's the traditional manner?
Do you wish to duel in support of your stance?
A duel?
Oh yeah. We should do that.
Why not discuss?
Hey, it's Pavel here, your host. If you want to support Eerie Exploits, well, I mean, you kind of know the drill by now. We're on Patreon, it's called Eerie Exploits. And if you're short on cash, hey, just spread the word, it would be a gigantic help. Just send our Insta to your friends, we're Eerie Exploits there as well. Or our Twitch profile, and watch our streams, man. Just come on, join the chat, interact with us when we're streaming. We have some bonus content on Patreon. If you would like to have any particular bonus content, let us know. We'll look into it. We're doing this for you guys. And without further ado, back to the episode.
Well, all right. If you're attempting to oppose the Grave Resource Initiative, ultimately, looks like I got to explain everything around here. Ultimately, you got to convince the majority shareholders that your way is the best way or whatnot. And so with round one, it would be naturally debate of blades. And he kind of looks at Lewis like, come on, you should know this.
Oh yeah, Miss Ursula, you have not. This is exactly what we're looking
You
at. Though.
So, is it a duel or is it not a duel?
It's more of a debate, I suppose. We're not barbarians. We're not
like
barbarians,
swords without
of course.
the AS words. Yes, right.
Some people kind of laugh. It's metaphorical. Of course, it's with words. Oh, you thought we were just going to kill each other on the floor here? Are you insane?
Well,
I would love to see that.
This is tradition.
You?
We settle our differences with words here.
Right.
All right. Well, if you would take this podium, there's kind of like some podiums as well off to the side. You know, he gestures to the party that you guys can stand over here and you can present your arguments or whatnot. But of course, we live in a fair and just society, so it is only natural that you have some opposition to push back on some of your outlandish points that I'm sure you will bring up. And so we would call your opponent. Cecily, Peanut Butter, could you come to the stage?
Yes, I simply cannot believe we are descending into this kind of madness. Do you see these hooligans? We are wasting our time, but it's fine. I'm here. I'm always ready.
She called me a hooligan.
Can I just, before we dive into this, are you sure you need to rock the boat like this. I just think that we could work something out on the side, maybe an agreement. My people, your people, whatever that is. Like, we could just settle this like adults.
We are right now.
There's a lot of murmurs in the crowd as people aren't really sure what's going on, and like, what? I thought we were all voting.
I suggest we try this out. If it doesn't work, I might stab a bit. You know, it's just.
That seems appropriate.
I say this to Lewis. I do not say this loudly into the room. Ladies and gentlemen of the stakeholder committee. Shareholder committee. This is starting out great.
There's a lot of murmuring. It's like, does she even know what she's doing?
Seems like she doesn't.
This is highly irregular.
My name is Ursula Bigbeak, and I'll be honest with you, I am out of my depth in this meeting. I am originally a man worker. I work backbreaking hours. I do backbreaking labor. I earn close to nothing, but I try to make ends meet. I have a son, a young son. He's very smart. He will go far in life. And I do what I do to support him and myself in life. It's very clear to me that we come from very different social circles. It's very clear to me that none of you have ever had to worry about having enough money to pay for survival. I have gone through that. And I stand here today before you with two of my comrades because I had to watch dozens of my colleagues, people I had known for decades, people whose families I know, people whose hopes and dreams and hobbies and fantasies and jokes we would share with each other. These people, I watched them die because of corporate greed. I don't think that ghouls who do not understand the intricacies of mine work, of any other kind of manual work, is the solution. It is not a solution to wage war for the sake of obtaining body parts for cheap labor. I do not understand this. What will become of us? What will become of the common worker? What will become of my son?
There's some murmurs in the crowd.
The trimmers, tell them about the trimmers, though.
You do notice that a lot of the crowd is actually fairly diverse in makeup, and while many of them are more well-off or seemingly middle class, there are some people who seem a little poor, maybe through one method or another managed to get their hands on one chair. So.
Okay.
Even some dirty, smudged faces that seem like mine workers kind of nodding their assent.
Okay. I want to look at them and kind of like address the rest of what I want to say to them. My colleagues died during one of the numerous tremors that all of us have been feeling throughout the last couple of days, weeks, months. These tremors are, in my understanding, the result of greed, of digging too deep, too fast, because resources is everything that this corporation cares about.
Some of the wealthier people in the audience
people
are shaking their heads.
It is not wise, nor strategically even clever to lose your workforce by any means just because you want to maximize profits. And all of us have felt these tremors. They are undeniable. Some of us have experienced what I have experienced. Some of us have lost colleagues. Some of us have lost family members due to this kind of corporate greed. And I do not understand why that should be expanded and spread to other countries. I simply cannot stand for that.
Give a thumbs up.
At this, the moderator comes in and goes, "Whoa! I mean, we're all very sorry to hear that. It does seem a bit like you might have a personal involvement in this. And Cecily, what do you have to say against these accusations of greed?
If I'm going to be entirely honest, I'm getting paid either way this turns out. I just want to say, that was a really beautiful speech from the heart. I encourage all of you to vote with your wallet. I think we all know what's going to be the better decision there. But if you guys have a soft spot for ugly creatures and, homely looking weirdos with lisps, this crew has got your vote. So have a nice night, everybody. Vote my way.
Okay.
Gammelalf is like, listen, people, and shareholders, corporate suckers.
As you begin, you see the spirit of the revolution, appear in your field view, and he's watching you.
Oh, the stakes are high. I spend a good 15 minutes of intensive research on this woman. She's actually the daughter of the most evil and greedy capitalist of the Dark Eleven Kingdom.
Wait, are you talking about my dad? What's happening?
No, she's adopted, and oh God, obviously. Oh, fuck. Lewis.
And this, the crowd is kind of erupting like, what is a dwarf doing here? What? Are we at war with him? Shouldn't
Can I give it a go, Joshua?
Yeah.
Okay. I push Gammelalf to the side.
Hey!
There's a tremor that rocks the place, but at this point, tremors are happening so often that nobody really seems to care. A crack appears in the ground, and a group of attendants come by with a carpet and cover it up.
Gammelalf screams union while he's pushed away.
The whole place shudders.
That's what I'm trying to say!
What he's trying to say but doesn't quite manage to say is this. Those tremors, they have been increasing. And haven't you noticed that they have been increasing with the increase of ghoul labor? This is what it comes down to. They're mining away without any sense and purpose. They're programmed to do one thing regardless of the environment's reaction to it. We even stopped noticing how bad the situation gets. A tremor hit just now, and the soil is cracked up. And what do we do? We try to sweep it under the carpet. But listen, my name is Louis. My name is Louis KC, and I, until yesterday, used to run the sweep under magic carpet program. And I'm here to tell you that they don't work. Nalon was lying to us, brilliant as she was. Perhaps the mistake on her calculations, but they do not help at all. It's not us and our stepping on the ground that causes the tremors. It's the ghoul labor, I tell you. We cannot expend it. You have to listen to, well, not Gammelalf, but you have to listen to Ursula here.
The moderator gets some papers from an attendant, and he kind of gives them to Cecily and just makes mention. What? By these accounts, it seems like who are you to lecture us about what is right and wrong? Aren't you responsible for the destruction of private property?
Oh, what?
Amongst a myriad of other crimes?
Everybody needs to grow up.
Okay. I want to jump in and be like,
Okay.
well, speaking of destruction of public property, this lady has trespassed upon my property. Aside from that, ladies and gentlemen of the shareholders meeting, these tremors are affecting all of us. I understand that some of my other arguments might not apply to you because you have never experienced hardship in your life. That is fine.
This really starts to turn some of the audience against you because they all feel like they personally...
Let me finish my point.
Yeah. I'm just saying how they feel.
I think it is not a crime to be born into luxury. It is not a crime to live in a system that benefits you. I do think it is morally questionable if you refuse to see the hardship others have to face just because you don't face them yourself. These cracks are gonna affect all of us, regardless of our social status, regardless of our financial status. These cracks will destroy all of our homes. They do not discriminate between my little humble shack and your mansion. We will all suffer the consequences of the actions of this company. And I need you to understand
And I also feel
that
like,
these consequences are happening now.
yeah, you tell her, Ursula, her shag is really humble.
At this, one of the Scorched brothers slams his hands down on the desk and gets up. He grabs a burlap sack that was near him, and he makes his way forward. Goes,
This is outrageous. This is ridiculous. Nick's here. Nick Scorch. Many of you guys know me as the supplier of many amazing jobs and the owner of many incredible companies. The Grave Resource Initiative is months in the making. No one is going to stop it. Not a bunch of criminals like you.
and he kind of points at the party.
Necrocorp has built the Necropolis to be the powerhouse that it is. We built this great nation atop the back of the mining industry. This center here,
And he gestures around, is literally built
atop one of the very first mines. Without the mining industry, it wouldn't be this amazing country that we have now. And the Grave Resource Initiative represents the next great step forward. Are you going to listen to a bunch of miscreants like them? They have no respect for our customs and traditions. Are you aware they've destroyed company property, stolen remains, amongst many other things?
And at this, he walks over to you guys. He opens a sack and he dumps its contents on the desk in front.
See Exhibit A!
A decayed head that kind of dumps out
I
rolling.
forgot about that.
And you are greeted with Gary. And with this,
Gary!
he
Gary!
walks off.
Gammelalf is like picking up Gary and he's like, "Hi friend, how are you?" and starting to caress.
The audience is like horrified.
Gammelalf starts to like putting up Gary and showing him to all of the audience and being like, "Good people,
The
corporate
crowd sees
suckers.
the decapitated ghoul head that you are wielding. Yes.
This is Gary. Originally, Gary wasn't born. He was reassembled. Thank you, Gary. I'm sure that none of you wants your remains to be reassembled like Gary. So, this is not a future we wish upon anyone else. Take that into account when you cast your vote." And then I throw Gary against Scrotch.
To Scorch.
Yeah, his name's
Scorch.
Oh,
Scorch.
Scorch. I thought his crotch.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
bite his
he's-
dick off. I don't know.
Go get it.
Okay, Gary, bite his dick off. So no, I'm just aiming for the head.
Scorch gets hit in the head with this head. And he's horrified and like, Timmy,
See? You see what they're...
and he's just speechless. He's so frustrated as this is the first time he's ever been hit in the head with a decapitated ghoul head.
That's weird. Gammelalf has a good point. What if our nation is attacked during war times? How would you feel knowing that you and your next of kin and your friends and your family and your loved ones will be forced, or their corpses would be desecrated like this and forced to work in mines and other menial tasks? How would you feel? None of you are exempt from this kind of fate. A different rival in army or nation will not care whether or not you voted or didn't vote for this kind of thing. The end result will be the same. We are all at danger and at risk here.
The cleric prince that is in your midst, Lucius Sacred Shield, who Lewis especially you would recognize as being one of the majority shareholders. And looking at him, you notice he has like a lot of. He's dressed in really fine clothes, but he also has bones, and he has like very interesting strips of leather that don't seem particularly normal. Decorating his clothing. It's a little
Gross.
darkish color. He stands up and he says, "Can I say a few words? Yeah, is that all right?"
I guess.
And so the cleric kind of looks around. I'm not very familiar with your customs, seeing as I'm from the Holy Kingdom of Man, but this proposition would be most helpful to me and my countrymen. So you see, we are not so skilled in these arcane arts, and since you won't share your secrets, and his eyes are kind of darting to Gary. A business deal would be very satisfactory, and we could really use, this grave resource initiative. I think it would be the start of a wonderful alliance between our two lands, and to drop it would be to jeopardize the very delicate relationship.
Mr. Sacred Shield, first of all, interesting fashion choices. Why not have an exchange of knowledge in terms of having experts, real living, breathing experts, come into your country and teach your people the ways in manufacture, in menial labor? I do not understand why that is not an option for you.
Some of your experts, they often find our ways distasteful, or culturally there can sometimes be a bit of a clash between our
could you explain that to me, Mr. Sacred Shield?
Some extremists from the Holy Kingdom of Man have taken it upon themselves to purge this realm of creatures that they view as less equal, shall we say. And of course, we don't encourage these actions or anything. Some of the strips of flesh, you finally are able to place them, and they look eerily similar to Cecily's skin color.
That's fucked up.
He just says, sometimes there can be a clash of ideals, and we found in these knowledge exchange programs. Also, I mean, you guys have the best necromancers in the kingdom. I mean, your knowledge of the arcane arts is unparalleled.
Mr. Sacred Shield, where do you fall upon the spectrum of extremists? I cannot help but notice some interesting accessories on your person.
He's kind of looking at the bones and the strips of flesh. And he said, these were legally and lawfully obtained as the son, as a prince of the Holy Kingdom of Man. This is, we are very distant from any of these crazy folk, and this was humanely obtained.
Cecily.
Mm-hmm.
I am
I love it.
so, and I'm being genuine right now. Cecily?
Yeah.
I am deeply, deeply sorry that you need to see something like that on someone else. I cannot imagine how that makes you feel. To see some of your somebody of your kinfolk be used as an accessory and as clothing on somebody else.
Well, thanks.
So Cecily doesn't give a shit.
I bet she's on his payroll.
At the end of the day, I have a cool sculpting appointment to get to that I just, even with all these emotional appeals, I just can't get bogged down in the details. If I did, then I wouldn't be me. So I just close my eyes and slog through it and collect my pay, and thank you for your kindness. But I'm fine.
She understands the importance of the greater good.
Is the greater good really sacrificing innocent people?
That is 1, details, 2, cannot be proven, and 3, irrelevant to the case at hand.
How is that not proven? Even in war, innocent people die, and these innocent people are used to be reassembled as ghouls. That is an irrefutable fact, sir.
With the proceeds from the Grave Resource Initiative, we can put some of that money towards the helping of the poor and less fortunate, and think of how much good we can do. And to scrap the whole program would set us back. Who knows how much money we'll lose, and how many innocent lives could have been changed with that money.
With all due respect, innocent lives have been lost already.
And
they have been lost by implementing this initiative on a smaller scale.
And don't you think about all the people that are about to lose all of their jobs getting replaced by ghoul labor?
Yeah, they can finally work in a way that they see fit and do work that they can truly be proud of.
I am
Really
proud of
helping
my
them.
job, sir. I am proud to have worked in the mines. You look down upon us, sir. You do not understand the nature of people who want to work. We want to work. We just also want to be recompensated for that work.
He is
We
very
want to be
confused at this notion.
Right, of course he is. I turn away from him like he's fucking lost cause. I turn to the rest of the people and I'm like, I have suffered, and many people I know have suffered immensely from what has been happening, and you want to spread that suffering, and I cannot stand for that. I need you to understand that all of us, not just me, not just my colleagues, not just the people who are who are disenfranchised and less fortunate than you, not just them, it also will be you who will suffer. One way or another, those consequences will find you, and no money on this earth, no shares that you own will save you from that. I need you to understand that. You are consorting with someone who wears flayed skin of other people on their body. It's disgusting, it's appalling, and I do not understand how you can be like this.
Scorch goes, consequences only fall to, those deserving of them, as he feels he is someone who has lived above them. The moderator would chime in as well and say, all right, well, there's some very powerful statements, and as a reminder, the current majority share split deciding the future of the Grave Resource Initiative. So the current voting split goes to Scorch, by the Scorch brothers with 20%. Lucius Sacred Shield, he also is representing a 20% stake. The party has 20%. So we got Scorch, Lucius, the party, the audience amongst them, between them, they can vote one way or another, and depending on how you are convincing them, they may choose. And then the final 20% belongs to the AWOL family, and so they are called forth. And representing the AWOL family is a familiar face, perhaps.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
No, in this case, you see the lumbering form of Chester James AWOL, who some of you perhaps might remember.
Oh my
god! So he was from the Coliseum, and he's...
Hi there. I'm here on behalf of my prestigious family and heir to the AWOL family fortune. I don't know much about this stuff, but I'm just interested in helping out my family and my countrymen. Not much for politics, but I know you guys. You seem alright. But also, I want to support Necrocorp, and I've got family to look after.
May I?
So I'm not quite sure what to make of it.
Can I attempt to persuade him?
Please be
Yeah.
a business case.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Mr. Abel, from one businessman, an aspiring one, admittedly, to another. Surely you remember all those tremors going out and cracking up the earth all around the Colosseum. Now, you surely heard of the dog family home, the dog house, the burrow that is close to the Colosseum. Now, clearly the Colosseum is next. I think we should ignore the profits of Necrocorp that will suffer here, because your entire business will be swallowed by the abyss if we don't stop this grave labor initiative.
Chester's.
I am torn because the Colosseum represents a large source of our, worth. The AWOL family fortune is really just all put in there. But also, I don't want to act just selfishly on my own behalf. I want to do what's good for my people, my countrymen.
And he kind of looks to Cecily to see if she has a rebuttal.
Far be it from me to ever agree with people or beings who do not look as good as me. However,
I'm on the edge of my seat now.
I know.
I want to know what's happening.
Cecily only works with a little bit of drama, you know? I've known this loser his whole life. And while he did never learn to say an S correctly, he does know a thing or two about loyalty. And he's stuck with those ugly beings for far too long for me to sit by and let this happen. Folks, what you're seeing today is loyalty. And I, again, don't really care how this turns out. My day ends the same. I fall asleep on the same 800 thread count pillow.
Jesus.
But I would like to say, for those of you who feel a loyalty to your fellow man and who can actually understand a word he says, vote in line with my brother today. And once I leave this God-forsaken hellhole and never look back, I'm sure you will have made the right decision.
She
Holy
took
shit.
our side. I think she loves me.
No, don't go
I
that
think
far.
she literally doesn't care.
At this,
Damn.
Scorch rises to his feet and points you out and says, "You're fired!"
Ugh, fine.
I'm sure she has a really ironclad contract that gives her
Yeah.
like really good severance pay.
You
Like, let's
better
be real.
believe it.
Fuck yeah. I'm kind of rooting for Cecily now.
I love Cecily. Sorry, I am her.
Yeah.
Another rumble kind of hits the convention center, passes by, and Matter says, "Well, is that any closing arguments? I think, those were a lot of convincing words that were said, and if there's any last statements, otherwise we can take a vote."
I implore you, think about not just your future, but the future of your kin and your loved ones. Think about what you know is the right thing to do. That's it.
What she
And I
said.
implore you to think about the property value decrease because of increasing tremors.
And also that, yes.
Corporate suckers, listen to me. You need to end this now. Thank you.
And so some administrators kind of go throughout the crowd and start collecting votes. And they are being counted and read off to the side.
I want to go over to Cecily and be like, Cecily, I appreciate what you did there. I am fully aware that you could not give less of a shit at the end of the day. I do understand that you get paid either way, but because you get paid either way, you still chose to do what you did, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll probably get a book deal out of this, and I hope you'll buy a copy.
Well, here's to hoping that I get a raise so I can afford to buy a book.
Sad.
It's very sad, but yeah.
Gammelalf is gonna like go through the room to search for Gary, and is gonna pick up Gary, and gonna go over to Cecily and being
As
like,
you do this, you notice Lucius is kind of following you. He sees you pick up Gary. That's Sacred Shield, to be clear.
okay.
And he's kind of just keeping his distance a little bit, but yeah.
Is he into corpses? Like, is that his thing?
Most
I know,
likely it is.
You gotta ask him.
I turn around with like Gary in my hands, being like, "Sir, can I help you?"
Oh no! That's company property that I see you are holding on to, and
That's a friend, not your property.
yes, okay, yes.
Back off.
Oh
you
no,
understand?
don't mind me.
Back off.
It looks like they're doing the vote soon.
You wanna get Thunderwave, friend?
Back off now.
He
I
kind
don't
of takes
try.
a step back.
No trouble here. No trouble here.
The moderator calls everyone to attention, and there's another rumble as a tremor hits the center. The whole place shakes, and this one was particularly strong. You see some cracks form in the ground, even larger now. Peculiar, but so far seems okay. The moderator says, "Ladies and gentlemen, people, please, the votes have been counted." I assume the party has cast their votes as well.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. All right. So the vote for the Grave Resource Initiative. Let's see. All right. Well, counting them, the Scorch Brothers, they have voted no to stopping it. Naturally, makes sense. So it's 20% no. This rabble who somehow have come into contact with a very significant portion of shares. I don't know how they managed to become majority shareholders, but they have
illegally obtained them.
He's like, I will have to do some research to figure out what's going on after this, but
Like
the
the
time
motherfucker
being-
obtained the skin.
they have voted in favor of stopping the Grave Resource Initiative. Our honorable cleric, the Prince Lucius Sacred Shield, has voted no as well. In terms of stopping it, makes sense. And Chester James AWOL, representing the AWOL family, has voted to stop it as well.
Oh, God.
Seems your speech managed to hit home,
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
which just leaves the
Okay.
general populace as the deciding vote.
Oh, shit.
And it is close, but unfortunately, they vote to stop the Grave Resource Initiative as well.
Oh, stop it. You're such a fucking asshole. You're just like that guy in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Like, unfortunately. Correct.
Unfortunately, you win.
Oh,
we did it, guys.
oh my God.
This was. Whew.
And at this, of
That was
course,
nerve-wracking.
George throws his stuff off the table, and there's, swears, and other people are cheering and hooping and hollering.
Hell yes. Oh my God. I just slump in a chair. I'm exhausted. This is just like, it's been a weird couple of, how long have we been on this? Like, how long has this campaign been going? Like a couple of days, right? Like a couple of weeks?
Yeah, like
About a week, I guess.
Yeah.
A week? It's been a rough week.
In a rough
Sure
week.
was.
So
Got a
Gammelalf
bad
was
case of the Mondays. Right now.
been 7 Mondays in a row.
Yeah, truly.
So Gammelalf, after having picked up Gary and being reunited with his friend that he keeps throwing away like nothing, he's approaching Cecily and is being like, "I appreciate your final call to help us.
And I think looking through all of this roughness, you just need a friend. So please take Gary with you. And tell him all your sorrows once you get lonely and mad again. And he will always be there. He was for me, so I think he's a good friend for you too.
Why didn't you just offer your friendship, you dumbass?
There is
I
a
offered my
huge-
friendship with that. That's
Oh, fair.
a huge tremor hits the building, and the entire building starts to shake. It's strong enough that everybody is struggling to keep their footing. And as you are handing Gary out, you see from out the corner of your eye, Lucius, Sacred Shield, is running, and he tries to like football, intercept Gary and take him.
okay.
Do I see this?
You're kind of all witnessing this. Like time almost slows to a crawl as he is
Can I
trying
can
to
I
use
try
the
and
chaos to grab it.
Okay, here we go, offense. We gotta go. We gotta get to work.
can I stick out my foot so he trips over it?
Yeah. I mean, you could sure you could try.
Just
I wanna trip
tackle
him.
him. Tackle him.
No, trip him. I just want to trip him. I want him to look dumb.
All right. Okay.
I feel like
Oh,
what
yeah,
kind of
I
check
mean-
would that be?
Well, you rolled a 24, so you.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking hell. Okay.
getting- Too powerful,
so
I
you
guess.
trip him, and he goes like he's running. He really wants Gary's head. And he trips. He goes flying, not just through the air, but he hits a table, and he just like WWE style slams his wood everywhere.
Ooh.
It explodes. It was spectacular.
And I go, oops.
As the table explodes, it's not the only thing that explodes.
Oh boy. Oh no,
As a
Gary.
huge- No, as the tremor, shakes, the ground from the very center of the convention center erupts in an explosion of tiled wood, and you see a writhing mass, almost like climbing out. And it's ghouls, a lot of them. There's a lot of ghouls climbing out, and
shit.
they're all crazed. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
You have a moment to react.
Oh shit.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
there's
it's
a crack.
dozens are climbing out, and there's dozens more behind them. They just keep coming. It would seem that this was, in fact, built atop a active mining location, and the tremors have set these ghouls off.
This is what I was talking about. Run.
Okay, I'm trying to close the crack in the wall where the ghouls are coming from. Is that possible?
How?
It's in the ground.
Duct
It's
tape?
huge. It is
Okay.
far too large.
Thunderwave.
Are you thunder waving the crack?
I'm not sure that's a smart move. I was just double thinking that, and I was like, no. Okay, so we just make a run for it.
All right, you make a run for it, and the place has erupted into screams. Is anyone looking back?
I sure am.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right,
I
so
don't
you
need
guys
to
are to
run for
look
it.
back, and you see ghouls just jumping on top of people and devouring them. There's
Oh,
blood
shit.
everywhere. There's limbs, hands,
Oh shit. I cast Expeditious Retreat on Cecily because I finally feel like we could perhaps have a proper sibling relationship, so I want her to live. So I cast Expeditious Retreat on Cecily so that she can skedaddle.
That was a good call, because there are a horde of ghouls that were just about to grab onto her. So she
Oh man.
is free to run.
Where's Chester James? Where is he?
He is kind of trapped. He's trying to make his way through the people, but he doesn't want to, even though he's a very large individual, he doesn't want to push people aside and knock them over. So he's trying to squeeze through.
I want to go help him.
All
I
right,
want to go help him. Because, he's a good dude.
right,
I want to, just kind of brute force him out of there. I want to, maybe pull him out somehow.
So you're seeing there are the large convention double doors that led to the main hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's almost like a not an airlock, but there's the double doors, and then that leads to another hall.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are currently in one of the rooms of the convention center, and then there's the main exit.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is kind of pouring out of these double doors, and he is still within the main room with you. But he's trying to make his way out, but it seems like a bottleneck, and you guys are all kind of there.
Okay.
and there's
Maybe is there
A horde of
anything like?
ghouls.
Is there anything obstructing? Like the bottleneck, I'm assuming is just because there's less space outside of the
Yeah,
doors,
but there's
right?
like tables and stuff around.
Okay. I want to start moving the tables towards the ghouls and just kind of try to clear like more of a path so people can go behind them and like create some kind of at least a semblance of a barrier between us and the ghouls. Just to buy us time, basically. Gammelalf, is there any kind of way for you to, I don't know, blast open the doorways just a little bit more? We just need to get these people out as quick as possible.
That's a very great idea. Can I do that actually, Josh? Like, is the doorway, like, can I do a second doorway with a thunder wave? Because I was thinking the same.
Yeah, you could try to make it larger. You're probably going to hit some people, but you know it could work.
But I can order them to step aside, right?
Yeah, but they're in a full panic. Everybody is.
Yeah, there's no way they're
running.
going to listen
Okay,
to that.
can I blow a second wall in the, like, a
Yeah,
second
you could do
hole
that.
in the wall right next to it where there's no people?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think what kind of check that would be. Performance.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, you're pretty good at
that.
Yeah. Yeah, you have quite the bonus with performance, as it turns out.
That's a +6 bonus there,
Oh,
baby.
damn, boy.
All right, so because you're performing under pressure, you want to make sure that you're not hitting any of the. You can do it. You can hit the wall, but you want to make sure that you're not hitting people. That you're trying to direct the thunder wave. You've had some experience with things going terribly awry, thunder waving.
I remember that. I lost a pipe over it.
So you thunder wave, and with a 17, 11 plus 6, so you blast a hole in the convention center. The whole place shudders again, but it is a huge smoking hole, and now people seeing that, they all start to rush through the secondary hole, which we'll say is about here too. To the right side. If you were here. And meanwhile, more and more ghouls are just pouring out of the hole. They are eating quite a few people. Yeah, they're just... But you guys are free to run if you want. There seem to be way too many to tackle, but you're free to. The poor moderator. You notice the moderator is getting devoured.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay. I do remember the kind words of our good friend Comrade Hacker. Burn it down.
Okay. I mean, oh fuck. Do I have anything to... Do we have anything that would set things on fire? Cecily?
I know about your fire tools.
Well, hold up. I have Firebolt and I have Burning Hands.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
easier.
seems like...
Okay, Pavel, it's on you now. Louis,
Okay.
please, help us.
Quite a few of the ghouls are starting to make their way towards you.
Do something.
Okay. So it's down to me once again to save the day.
What do you mean
Right,
once
Louis,
again?
Don't mess this
Like, what the shit, man? Come on.
And I cast Burning Hands. I aim for the epicenter of the crazed ghouls, so around the crack. I hope that they sort of catch fire, all of them. Perhaps I won't get the few that are closest to us, but I will at least be able to stop the ones that are pouring out.
Okay, so you're casting Burning Hands, and Ursula, where you said you were grabbing some tables and stuff. Where did you move those?
Just to kind of create some kind of semblance of a blockade between the ghouls and the people running out.
All right.
So
I'm going to
just,
assume
I guess
you
in the
put it
middle
kind
of
of
the
at this
room.
bottleneck area-ish.
Yes.
Seems pretty good. You cast Burning Hands, and flame erupts from your fingertips, and it spreads, and with the feeling of victory, this hard-fought victory that you just had, convincing everybody to vote against some of their interests. That inspires you as you roll a 19. And so the flame erupts, and not only does it catch the first ghouls, but it spreads and it catches some of the tables and things that Ursula had put up as a blockade, and it is starting to rapidly spread. Most of the area is clear of people at this point. So you guys are among the last ones left in the room.
Time to heat things up.
So right now the ghouls are kind of like grasping at the fire, and they're trying to clamber over the barricades.
Okay, is there a way for me to maybe... Okay. I'm gonna grab one of the... Is there a chair around?
Yeah, there's chairs and whatnot.
I'm gonna grab a chair and use it like as a shield to just kind of push back against them.
All right, it works. You're able to, almost like you're staving off a lion, you're able to push back some of the flaming ghouls. And are you guys attempting to make your retreat, or are you going to stand and fight?
Yes, I'm gonna for sure stay here until I know that the others are safe.
Everyone's pretty much clear. Like, it's with the secondary hole that has been created, you guys are free to.
Okay. Lewis, Gammelalf, is everybody safe? Because I can't see. I'm like asking them.
Yes, I think most of them are out. We're just shoving out the last people out of this hot mess that we created.
Smoke is filling the air.
Everyone except those ghouls I burned. Did you see that? How cool that was?
That was cool, bro.
Lewis, can you blast them one more time? Just to make sure it's a done deal.
Sure can.
You fire again. You really must have put all of your strength and energy into that first blast, because the second one, it's kind of like a pathetic little candle flame, like coming from your fingers, that gives some of the foremost ghouls that weren't previously lit first degree burns.
I'd like to redact my previous statement.
Perhaps it was some of the smoke in your eyes that made you lose concentration. But
okay, let's leave.
so you make your way out. Let's see, any unexpected consequences? No, you're pretty good. I mean, you got the ghouls hot on your heels, but so far it seems like you have saved quite a few people with your actions. As you make your way out of the front door, you notice smoke is billowing out of the windows, and the entire convention center seems to be on fire. As you close the doors behind you, they're kind of like they're glass doors, and so you can see inside. Not glass, but they have some small glass windows on them, and you can see some ghouls following behind as well.
Okay, we just barricade.
Yeah, like, is there anything lying around that I could use to barricade?
There's some food carts.
Yeah, okay. I go, Gammelalf, Lewis, help me out here. And I start, like, shoving the food carts towards, like, so that it blocks off the entrance.
I'm helping.
Cecily, come on, what are you, afraid to break a nail?
You push the food cart and you topple it over. So it was on wheels, and you're not pushing it along the way of its wheels. You kind of push it sideways, and so the thing just falls over.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, I'm not great at this kind of thing.
It's fine. It's fine. I just... I guess the thought counts. I don't know. Is there another cart we can push? I don't know.
I mean, you could just push this one. It's not that far away.
I'll push this one. It's fine. I'll fucking push this one.
With your large owlbear strength, you're able to, and the help of your friends, you're able to block the doors, and you have saved the day?
Yeah.
Gammelalf is stuffing his pipe and trying to light it up on some of the fires from the burning building.
Of course, yes.
Priorities.
There's chaos abounding, but ultimately, one could argue that it was a victorious day, as the Grave Resource Initiative was blocked in its tracks.
I think
You
even
notice-
if it had gone through, nobody would have noticed because
Maybe. But you notice most of the big important people are kind of still there, like lingering about, but notably absent is Sacred Shield, Lucia's Sacred Shield, as is Gary the Ghoul,
No!
Ooh.
who was
But
lost
Gary
in the
was
midst.
my gift.
Damn.
Has anybody seen Mr. Sacred Shield?
Him and
Hello?
his retinue seem. Nope. No, what? Philip! Jimmy! Where are you, Jimmy? There's just cries, people looking for
Okay.
friends, allies. But despite it all, you feel a strange sense of accomplishment, and
We made it.
your
Bittersweet.
skin
Yeah.
tingles as the party gains a experience level and hits
Holy
level 5.
shit!
Is this the first time throughout the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first level up.
Wow.
It's
Damn.
the Cecily
Like-
difference.
Yes, it is.
definitely
Truly.
is.
One level a season, apparently.
And that will be the end of Season
Whoa.
We failed successfully.
Yeah.
failed upwards.
Failed
Oh
upwards
my
for sure.
You
God.
guys, this was I was like, that's how it ends? Really? What?
It's season 1 though, so
Okay.
what's
guess it's
gonna
gonna
happen,
happen next?
Cecily would love to come back sometime.
Fuck yeah.
That'll be lovely.
Will Gammelalf and Cecily ever fall in love and be
Why?
happily
Find
ever
out
after?
next season.
Will they or won't they of the century?
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
Let's have the dice decide.
Yeah.
I feel like Cecily is like, what's the word? Like a tsundere, you know what I mean? She's gonna bully Gammelalf so bad.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's
He's like,
the,
yes, step
Yeah,
on me.
yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Gammelalf is gonna become sober over her. You know, you
Oh
never know.
wow, the
I
ultimate
just want him
proof.
to be like super cleaned up, like doesn't super sober, like very meticulously put together. Just my butler of a boyfriend.
Gotta shave his beard and everything.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I felt so bad because I'm like, am I?
No, you're doing great.
You're
doing
doing right.
great.
Wait,
What are you
also, I
feeling
do
bad
have
about?
like a confession, and like I was raised Catholic, so like I have to be honest about this. I didn't say glass action suit, but then I said I did say it because I felt like Cecily would say that she had intended to say it. So I lied to you, and I had to come clean about that. I was like, I can't believe I just lied, but I didn't. I just
That's
It was a nat
Yeah.
20. I mean, it
Yeah.
was true role
so
play.
sorry. I'll always be honest with you, Paulina. I love you.
No, Gina, I love you too.
I'm in
just-
therapy.
Sorry, we're having a moment. Everybody
Yeah,
ignore
sorry,
this.
everybody.
Gina, I love you so much. I was also raised Catholic, I can't lie to, but yes, whatever.
Oh man,
That was so much
what a
fun.
journey.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was great.
Thank you, Josh. That was great. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
you guys are amazing.
Put
You
it
guys
up
are
for
seriously
our-
amazing.
Oh,
thank you. You
You
were
too.
amazing.
Oh yeah, well done, great job.
Holy shit.
Joshua, do you have any cliffhangers?
Okay. All right. Let me think of them. Yes. With the party's triumph over Necrocorp, what will Necrocorp do next? What will be the response? What are Lucius Sacred Shield's dastardly plans with the head of Gary Ghoul? Will they see their dearly departed friend? And who knows who might make a return appearance in the near future of Eerie Exploits? Could there be a long distance trip in their future? Who knows? Tune in next time.
And that is the end of the first season of Eerie Exploits. Boy, that was a journey. I was often surprised about the outcome of the journey, even though I helped Joshua here and there with some plot points. Whew, what a ride. I hope you had fun. We had lots and lots and lots of fun. We have great things in the making for the future of Eerie Exploits. We can't wait for you guys to hear them. Until then, just stay in touch. We'd love to hear from you. We make this stuff for you, so find us on Instagram, Eerie Exploits. Find us on Twitch. Find our comedians on Instagram. That Patara, that's Paulina. Daniel Gagarin, Joshua R. Sussman, Pavel Comedy. We love you for listening, and you'll hear from us quite soon.